Hi folks, Ricky Tang here. Now I have been recently teasing the fact that I'll be getting a new motorbike. Here it is. I'm going to reveal it early on in the video, so if it turns out to be something that you weren't expecting, couldn't care less about, you can switch off nice and early. So without further ado, here's the bike. Oh sorry, wrong knob. Here's the bike. It is a Kawasaki Versys X 300. If you're still here, thank you. So why a Versys X 300? Well, over the last 18 months or so, I've been thinking about getting some sort of off-road capable motorbike. It didn't have to be very off-road capable. It just had to be more off-road capable than the Honda Bros or the BMW 1250R behind me. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought there were 5 major considerations for me. 1, weight. Now I didn't want a heavy off-road bike. So for me, I had to draw a line somewhere, and that line was 180 kilograms or 400 pounds. 2, I wanted a fairing, not just a windscreen. So chances are I'm going to end up on the motorway, traveling to places I want to enjoy and then traveling home again. So I wanted some proper wind protection while I'm doing those boring miles. 3, like I said, some off-road ability. So that means either a 19-inch or 21-inch front wheel. 4, I wanted it to be cheap to run and therefore reliable. I didn't want this bike to cost me a lot of money. I've got 2 other bikes for Christ's sake already. And 5, I talked about the motorway. So with the motorway, I don't want to be stuck at 60, 65 miles an hour. I want the bike to be able to do 70 to 80 miles an hour on the motorway. So that kind of rules out the Himalayan, which is anyway too heavy and hasn't got a fairing. It's only got a windscreen. So in my mind, there weren't many choices. I didn't want to go to number 6, but 6. It had to be affordable. I didn't want to go on a PCP deal because if I own this bike for 3 or 4 years, take it off-road, by the time it comes to paying the balloon payment, I don't think I'd be very happy about doing it because the bike would probably be a bit worse for wear, especially in my hands after 3 or 4 years. So the bike had to be bought on hire purchase, not PCP. Now, with all those considerations in mind, there's not that many choices around that I could think of. You could consider the 390 Adventure KTM, but that hasn't got a fairing, it's only got a windscreen. Oh, and I couldn't afford it. So this is £4,000 for a 3-year-old bike. The KTM new is £6,000. That would have to be a PCP for me. I couldn't afford that on hire purchase. And I could afford a used one, but I have my concerns about buying a second-hand KTM without a factory warranty. I've got to be honest with you. I wanted something to be reliable and basically, not really give me much stress. And I think a Kawasaki is going to be about as reliable as they come. The other option would be a Honda CRF 300 Rally, but that's too expensive. And even second-hand, that's too expensive. And it still hasn't really got a fairing to speak of. It's kind of got a big screen, like a Rally Raid type screen. I can't think of many other choices at around the £4,000 mark, under 180 kilos. That will do the job. Then I saw this bike come up on eBay and it's absolutely packed full of extras that you'd want on this bike. So let me walk you through what the bike came with for £4,000. It came with the accessory crash bars and spotlights. So the spotlights, I know off the top of my head, are about £260 new from Kawasaki. I think the crash bars, I'd like to say about 150. It comes with a centre stand. That's an optional extra, I believe, on at least on the base model Kawasaki Versys 300. It comes with Oxford heated grips. They're about 80 quid new. It comes with handguards. I'll come back to the handguards shortly. It comes with the USB slot, which is an optional extra. So you've got 2 USBs there. Probably not, okay, that moved. So probably not high ampage. I probably can't run like a smartphone and a GPS at once, or smartphone and an action camera. There's a switch for the spotlights. Comes with this. Now, I don't even know if this is a Kawasaki extra or come from somewhere else. So it's got a GPS kind of bar mount, which is brilliant. So I can put a phone mount there or a camera. I haven't really got a GPS, but the phone does GPS duties for me. Put an action camera on there. And I do like having a high action camera. So it's kind of looking at you rather than trying to look up at you. So that's a nice touch. It's got a flip up windscreen, although I have noticed this is a second-hand bike. For some reason, the bolts are covered in insulation tape, so I'm not too sure about that. Oh yeah, full disclosure, sorry if it's too bright. I didn't actually view this bike before buying it. I bought it remote from a shop in Manchester. So they sent me relatively high-res pictures. I had a good look. For example, in the pictures, I could see that little flaw in the plastic, so that's a bit disappointing, but it was there and I saw it. I complained about the chain because in the pictures, it looked like the chain was a bit rusty, but they've given that an oil. I've got more to say on the chain in a minute. But otherwise, the bodywork is in broadly good nick. I've got to admit, I haven't had a good look around yet. It was delivered earlier on while I was kind of working from home. So I had to get the bike into the shed and then go back to work. So this is the most time I've spent with the bike so far. But so far, so good. It comes with Metzeler tyres, Metzeler Torrance, I think they are. 19-inch front, 17-inch back. And the best bit, the bit that really drew my attention to the bike, was it's got Shad mounting brackets. Shad, I think they're called 3P mounting brackets. Not only that, it came with the panniers. So I know for most bikes to buy these new and the fitting kit is something like £400, maybe a bit more new. So this bike came with all that. Not only that, I think I can get the same fitting kit for the BM. So the BM could potentially wear the same panniers, which I'm really quite excited about. Not only that, coming back to the Kawasaki, it actually comes, someone's drilled in a Givi top plate. So my existing top boxes up there, they both fit on that straight away. Okay, I'm going to have several keys on me when I'm riding this bike, potentially a Givi one, Shad one, as well as the bike key. What else? Now, on a lot of videos about this model of bike, there's been a lot of complaints about the seat. It's not very comfortable. Luckily for me, this is the optional higher seat that comes as standard in the UK. So I haven't ridden the bike yet, so I can't really tell you how comfortable that seat is or not. I suspect it still isn't that comfortable, but it's better than the original one, or sorry, the low one that comes as standard in America and in some Asian countries as well. Oh, also got flashy little adjustable levers for some reason. I'm not sure if they're Kawasaki, I don't think they are, but yeah, adjustable brake and clutch levers. So this bike comes with an awful lot of stuff for the money. Have I missed anything? Oh, it's even got a bash guard at the bottom there, which you can't see. Now, it's a rather lightweight affair, but it's there. I don't have to buy one. At least not yet. Now, so far, there's only two things that I got a problem with of this second-hand bike that's been delivered from Young's in Manchester. The first one is, this is a big disappointment now. The bike is obviously on its side stand and this chain is absolutely rock solid. Someone does not know how to adjust chains. That's terrible. And I feel guilty now to the bike for rolling it into the back garden while sat on the bike. God knows what stress I put on this chain and the sprockets and the smaller sprocket bearing while just rolling it into the back garden. So that is frustrating, I've got to say. The other thing is these handguards. Now, oh, I had a ruler. I've lost the ruler. These handguards add an extra about 5 centimeters or 2 inches on both sides. And unfortunately, when I first went to bring the bike around the back garden, I found that it literally could not fit through my side gate. I've already ridden the side gate once this year. I had to take the handguards off and the bar end weights. I've put these back on for show. So I'm going to have to get some smaller bar end weights and smaller handguards, basically. I might have to, well, I'll look at Bark Busters because they're really the de facto standard and they will protect your levers and whatnot in a crash. But I'm not sure how wide they go. If they go wide, I'm just going to have to come up with some other solution. Oh, I just realised I haven't actually started the bike up. Well, it's got the standard exhaust and it sounds so inoffensive. I'm sure I could take this into a convent and no one would bat an eyelid. So yeah, listen to this. So why a small bike, a small engine bike? Why a slow bike? And this is quite slow, I'll be honest with you. Well, I've noticed over the last couple of years that when you ride, like I generally do, about 7 or 8 temps on the road, okay, maybe not 8 temps, that is taking the mick a little bit, but a good 7 temps on the road, especially on even on the Honda as well as the BM, you don't get a chance to enjoy the scenery. And I've been test riding, quite a few bikes as part of my YouTube channel, and I've ridden a Himalayan and I've ridden some other slow bikes. And when you are forced to ride at maybe 4 temps or 3 temps, you're riding through some beautiful scenery sometimes. And I never see it. I never look because I'm always going too fast. I've tried several times to ride the Honda slowly and the BM slowly, and I don't manage it. I always end up going too fast to enjoy the ride, enjoy the roads. So I've gone to the extreme measure of actually buying a slow bike. So I can actually ride at a slow speed and enjoy the journey. There's only one small flaw with that plan. This is the same engine as you'll find in the Kawasaki Ninja 300. So it's 296cc parallel twin. Revs to, well, the red line starts at 12,000 RPM. This engine is built to be revved. And the problem is, I think I'm going to love doing it. Now, ultimately, my speeds won't be anywhere near as high as going on the BM or even the Honda. Mind you, they're probably not that far apart in engine power output. But I think it will be fun to razz this bike. I'm going to feel a little bit like a teenager again, I think. Because, yeah, this bike has only got about 39 horsepower, I think, at the crank. So just over 30, 32 at the wheel. It's going to be a lot of fun to use this engine. It's designed, like I say, to be revved, and I'm going to rev it. But the times I'm not revving it, when you just get fed up of screwing out all those revs just for a small increase in speed, I think I'm going to be able to just chill out, put it in a high gear, and just enjoy where I am. Okay, I think that's it for this reveal. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's get out on the road soon. Let's get used to the bike together, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care, folks. Ta-ra. Bye.